things to do in all of college football is win on the road. When you're a ranked team going into a hostile environment, these fans are ready to knock them off course. Welcome between the hedges to Athens, Georgia and Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. As we see the number 7 team in the country, the UAB Blazers, taking on one of the participants from last year's playoff, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Blazers will kick it away to start us off. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Georgia's offense will have the opening possession of the game. To throw, it's Bridges. Caught in the backfield, it's Sharp. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
You know, as a quarterback, you believe in your matchup. And in my running back, if I can get him the ball in space, he's going to win a lot of times. He didn't that time. The defense was ready. Nice job in the open field making the nice tackle.
So now it's 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. He's got the tight end. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. Dogs pick up the first down through the air, and the Georgia faithful starting to howl and bark.
And we've seen that in the past with Georgia. Maybe you get a little bit conservative, a little bit too much reliant on great defense, run the football. The reason that they broke through, the reason they started winning championships in the recent era, they became more aggressive, more dynamic throwing the football down the field.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
The Bulldogs with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. To the air on 2nd down. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit.
Well, that's just a great play by the defender and great timing. It was the hit that forced that incompletion.
The Dogs come to the line on 3rd down, trying to keep this drive alive. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the big fella. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. Georgia lining up to punt it away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. No return possible on this one. It goes out of bounds, and they'll mark it right around the 30-yard line. The Blazers offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. They got an incredibly efficient performance from this guy last time out. Now, Jesse, it's about making that a consistent thing.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing watching that tape back from his last game is the ball never touched the ground, David. It was amazing. And it wasn't that he was so accurate throwing the ball deep down the field. It's just that the ball was always going to the open guy. He did a really good job checking it down and taking the profit when it wasn't open downfield. That kept the offense on schedule. That's really important for this offense today.
And when you're watching it as a defensive player and coming to this football game, man, you know this is going to be a challenge. I better get pressure on this guy. If I let him feel comfortable, you'll see it.
Breaks into the open. That defense got gashed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47.
Out routes are very much about timing. It's got to be a quick, decisive movement from the quarterback. As soon as he sticks that foot in the ground, you know he's breaking out. Throw it right now so he can go make you a play. Great pitch, great catch.
The give to the tailback. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Completes it in the middle. And there might have been trouble if they hadn't gotten to him immediately.
When these wide receivers work the middle of the field, so much of this is feel. Understanding where the holes are in the zone or understanding how to get leverage on a man. And these wide receivers are dangerous nowadays because they do it so fast and see that so quick and make those plays over the middle.
Well, this offense is sending a little bit of a message here. Of course, we know how much they've struggled on third down all season long. They're just never able to seem to get into a rhythm. But after that last running play moving the sticks, you just wonder what that does for their confidence.
Looking to throw on first down. Fires to the tight end. What a nice connection. Knocked down immediately, and they've got it at the 25. And the Blazers have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Snagged out of the air. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. This crowd knows when to bring it. From the gun, they'll try the middle. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Leaves it with the back. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line.
Awesome job. Run the football, right? It's really basic. Go to those plays you know can get you first downs, get you some extra set of downs, then you can go make big plays.
This offense trying to quieten the crowd on 1st and goal, and they are not cooperating. Fighting his way for every inch, but he still needs a few more. He stops short of the goal line. These fans raising the volume on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone.
If the offense continues to put drives like that together, this defense is in trouble. How about the balance, the ability to throw the football, run the football, keep the defense guessing, and then when it gets closer to the end zone, the physicality to punch it in. Great start for this offense.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They really need to find a way to punch back on this drive, already down 14. Back to throw, it's Bridges. Makes the grab over the middle. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding, I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
Really short gain on that one. Defense all over it. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Bulldogs are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Looking to throw on 3rd. Fires one high and deep. He's got it inside the 25. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
And how about the big strike down the field? I love when offenses take shots down the field, try to make big plays. Now they're set up in the red zone.
They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. After that last completion, it's 2nd down. From the gun, the ground game. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
Let's see if this offense can answer the bell. Their coaches challenged them all week long. When they got down to the red zone, we've got to be able to run the football because we're going up against a top 10 rushing defense. Let's see if they can step up here and get it done.
Sends it back in motion. Shotgun snap on 3rd down. He's got it on the run. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from You don't want to have to settle for the field goal down here. And when you have a red zone weapon like this dude, use him.
Yeah, and when you get in this area and you've got that big target and that big fella that you can find and you know he's going to win, those critical third down situations, you're going to find him more and more. Great connection right there.
And I think on that last play, that's an example of the quarterback trying to predetermine who he wants to throw to, and instead of letting the defense dictate who gets the ball. Man coverage, that guy was not open that time out on the perimeter of the field. Still, he gave him a chance, but that thing had incompletion written all over it from the moment the ball left his hand.
They've pushed it forward down to the 5, but now looking at 3rd and goal. Dropping back, it's Bridges. Pocket breaking down. Oh, and he took a shot as he threw that one away. Here comes the field goal unit. From the right hash, and this distance makes that angle not quite so severe. He splits the uprights. That'll bring him to within 4. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
A bit of an under-the-radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. Nebraska is ahead in this one, but unlike the days of Tom Osborne, this has not been a blowout today in Lincoln. They're up by 4 over Washington State. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected. Fellas?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. First play of the drive comes from the 22. On the ground, it's Denson. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on 1st down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33. With the 1st down, they'll put it in play from the 33. Looking downfield on 1st down. Plucks it out of the air. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the 1st down, but a good gain on that play.
He's brought down at the 41-yard line. 2nd down.
The quarter comes to a close, and UAB is on top. And we've come to the end of the 1st as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the 2nd period. The Blazers with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. From the gun, the running back has it. There he goes. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the 1st down.
Defensively, you'll take the slow death. You'll take 3, 4, 5 yards a pop, but you can't give up the massive plays. You got to do a better job containing the football, making him run to guys, and get him on the ground, for goodness sakes. This guy is fast, I know, but defensively, you got to swarm to the football and get him on the ground.
All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's 1st down.
How about this offense? They're rolling. They got a couple 1st downs together. Defense. Next, what's your response? What do you got? You got to make some adjustments here.
And the Blazers will line it up on 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Quick screen to the speedster out wide.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line, and a big red zone opportunity here.
Yeah, and it's so nice. Don't overthink it, right? Just hand it off, get the 1st down, new set of downs, let's go.
Intercepted, big play, stops the drive. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it, squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always remember your first interception. He'll always remember this moment.
Here's the handoff. Pushes the pile for a couple of yards down at the 12.
Well, we know this defense is one that plays with a lot of pride, right? Part of that is their ability stopping the run. They're a top 25 unit in the nation when it comes to stopping the rush, and that really helps them out down here in the red zone. They're going to have to step up big time in this situation.
Navigates that mass of bodies and gets 4 out to the 17.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up third and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that second down by this defense.
Yeah, I like the aggressiveness on third and short, trying to throw the football, take advantage of a look that they got. They weren't successful, and now it's fourth and short territory. Who knows what they're going to do?
He'll try to field the punt and bring it back. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up his offense nicely. UAB regains possession of the Blazer offense back onto the field. Under fire. Nowhere to go in the ball. Racing down the left side. Defense trying to take it back. Touchdown, Georgia. The defense takes matters into its own hands.
You practice these moments as a defense, but you never know when they're going to come to fruition. But how about it? The scoop, the ball's on the turf. They scoop it up. They take it to the house. The defense takes care of business and said, offense, we don't need you. We'll put points on the board.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. UAB has the ball back, ready to send the offense out to go to work. It's a good thing to be charitable, Jesse, but I think the last couple of drives might be overdoing it a bit.
I agree, and I think at this point, David, the quarterback here, he's got to be a CEO. He's got to really get his guys settled down. A couple turnovers in a row now. They've got to find a way.
CEO, a.k.a. don't screw it up, young man. That's what it sounds like on the sidelines with the coaches. You've got to stop turning the football over.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. The dogs are barking and growling and trying to hold him here on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Great job by the defense dialing up some pressure on third down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
The Blazers line up to punt it away. They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. Coming out on first down with the play fake. Catch in the middle, it's Hurley. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. He almost popped out of there for a huge return, but they will take it. They are in business after the fumble recovery.
These wide receivers are so fast nowadays. They're such big playmakers. I just want to get it to them and let them make it happen. But a lot of times, we're running to them, too. We're focused on chasing him down and funneling the football in the right direction. Defense swarm did a good job getting their hand on the football, causing the fumble for the wide receiver.
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
Trying play action. Looking to the big tight end. Fired just a little too long as the junior frustrated. He missed that connection.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. Looking for more room. Touchdown Bulldogs. What momentum you get when the defense comes up with a play like that.
How oftentimes can you say that there is a safety who is the most dangerous guy on the field with the ball in his hands? Did you see that guy and his ability in the open field once he picked it off? There was nobody on offense even coming close to getting that guy down. What an athlete.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. UAB regains possession. The Blazer offense back onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Holds and fires complete to the right. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. Quickly complete. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Well, that's great timing by the quarterback and receiver on that out route. If you're going to be running that against man coverage like they were there, that ball has to be thrown early and it's got to be thrown out in front of the receiver, and they execute it perfectly.
Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. And the Blazers with the 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Quickly to the tight end. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Last completion moved the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. Give to the running back. Oh, he's got some space. Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks with the first down.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big gain.
They'll give it to him again. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Quick release by the QB. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
He's got it on the move. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, UAB.
Oh, man, and the quarterback knew exactly where he was going with this football at the pre-snap. He saw the matchup he liked, and he took advantage of it.
And he made the extra point without problem. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. That last fumble proved to be costly as they cashed it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, so this defense now is juiced. They're excited and ready to go. So this offense, David, they've got to get something going.
Yeah, those turnovers can be contagious, man. It gets you excited, and then when your offense takes it down the field and does something with it, this offense better be ready to play against a motivated defense.
Line getting set on second down. Quickly out to the tight end. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. And the Dogs come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Looking to throw, it's Bridges. Dumps it off in the flats. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a first down as they mark it at the 40. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. Gonna look downfield again. Grab behind the line. It's Sharp. Lowers those pads. And what moves this guy has. The jukes, the wiggles, the squirts just went right past him and picked up the first down. Now from the 48-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Throws to the wideout. It's caught all the way down to the the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening. Now on the move at the 28-yard line on first down. Looking to throw on first down. Got his man. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. Guys, you never want to sound the upset alert bell too early, but might be time to at least know where the button is for it.
Know where the button is, and listen, there's no need to panic yet, but if you're the unranked team, just like this, when you're playing a better team, you want to come in and you want to hang around, Jesse, and they're doing just that, staying in this game and have a lead.
Yeah, the unranked team, they've been playing with more intensity in this one. And I think if you're a leader right now on the ranked squad, you've got to be talking to your guys and waking everybody up. This coaching staff is going to have to make some halftime adjustments, but they're going to have to give an earful to their guys to come out here in the second half and start making some plays.
That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Can the defense stop them again on second and goal? Looking to throw, it's Bridges. Trying to bow his way in. Touchdown, Dogs! All that baby in and then stroll into the end zone for the score.
And they trust their QB to execute like they have the whole first half, and he delivers, and they build on this lead and build their momentum going into halftime.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. UAB has the ball back, ready to send the offense out to go to work. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be conservative. We're a little bit down. Listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. And he fired a bullet in, but it's incomplete.
Well, there was something the quarterback liked in the pre-snap there, thinking his primary target was going to have a favorable matchup. But the defense did a nice job disguising that look. They got more bodies over to him and forced the incompletion.
Fires to the wideout. Finds a man in the middle. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Blazers getting set on 1st and 10. Back in motion, trying to clear the picture. Grabbed over the middle. It's Macon. They pick up the first down. They'll mark him at the 34. Got to be expeditious here. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. On target to the left. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal.
Well, it's a nice job by the receiver getting out of bounds to save some clock. You're probably out of field goal range, so you're thinking Hail Mary here at the end of the first half.
Fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Blazers. Fitted in the window for the score.
And that was great execution on that drive. That is exactly what you needed. You took almost all of the time, and you cut into this lead. Now you're about to go into the half, get everybody excited, use that momentum to start the second half.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So the offense has done its job. They have the lead, and they'll secure it as we head to halftime. A very conservative approach here, just taking the knee and heading to the locker room. Georgia will kick it deep to start the second half. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. UAB regains possession. The Blazer offense back onto the field. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the first half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense and I've got the lead, they've had success throwing the football, but we're winning. I don't know that this defense changes too much of what they've done in the first half.
I think they got to do a better job of pass rush. They might want to change their coverages as well because they're probably at this point expecting this offense to have to keep throwing, considering they did have success in the first half.
Getting closer and closer to midfield, out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 47. And the Blazers can really attack on this second and short. Back to pass. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. The Dogs are off the leash and coming after him on third down. To the ground and trying to move the chains. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
And I just love when guys know exactly where the sticks are. You could tell ran with purpose, finished through the sticks, and got just enough for the first down.
And a nice job up front, too, right? Good communication. Everybody knew where they had to go. Hat on a hat, work the double teams, and get some push.
And that's your goal. Separate man from ball. Try to get your shoulder in there on the catch point and really give him something to think about. Physically jar that football and knock it out. Nice job by the defender.
Got his man in the middle.
Wow, the quarterback knew he had to get that one to his receiver quickly on the in route. Did you see the velocity on that throw?
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. Just a short pass to the tight end. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31. Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing an accurate throw. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run, so they can do this. They can catch the football, get upfield, and chew up some extra yards.
Hopefully that's not going to affect the quarterback's confidence going back to this guy later. That was a catch he should have made. He dropped it. Let's see what the QB does moving forward.
Caught in the backfield, it's Bacon. Turning it on! They'll make the stop, but not before they use the screen beautifully and pick up the first down. Lots of good stuff on that play. You slow down the rush, you get a completion, and you move the chains.
And most importantly, you're right. You don't force a short yardage situation that you have to get. Nice job. Invite that rush up the field. Take advantage of the aggressiveness of the defense. Make the catch, make the run, get the first down.
And they'll stop him inside the 5, but the defense is backed up in the shadow of its own goalpost. Touchdown, UAB! An epic comeback. They'll talk about this one forever if they can hold on, but they're on top right now.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. To the air, it's Bridges. Zings it complete to the right. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. After that big gainer to open things up, they'll put it in play from the 40. Running it to the right. At midfield, he's got room. Turning, he smashes his way through again. Touchdown, Georgia! And with that one, they jump on top here in the second half. That trip to the end zone is 25th career touchdown.
He's been productive, just has a nose for the end zone. This dude's made big play after big play for his offenses, and that's 25 touchdowns, Palmer, on the ground for the big fella.
Pretty impressive, too, when you consider when you get close to that end zone, the defense is expecting run, they're loading the box, and still this guy's been able to find his way in. 25, it's a nice number.
UAB has the ball back, ready to send the offense out to go to work. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. You can feel the momentum starting to swing in this stadium. It's 1st and 10. Under fire. Stands in and takes the hit. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His third interception of the day. Sometimes they are careless interceptions and other times forced ones, and the defense forced that one.
They did. Nice job dialing up the pressure. Great job getting to the QB. So much athleticism on this defense. And moving forward, this offense is going to have to be really careful thinking about how they need to protect their quarterback to give him a chance.
Gets the back moving. Looking to throw on first down. A little release to the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? To the ground with the back. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild. They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. Back to pass, it's Bridges. He unleashes a long one. Give him 6. Touchdown Bulldogs! Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're now up by a touchdown and a field goal at 10. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. UAB regains possession of the Blazer offense back onto the field. The deficit here is just 10 points, David, so a chance to answer here.
Plenty of time left in this football game. No need to panic. This offense just has to put a couple drives together. And listen, the defense will get this back and get some stops, Farmer, and get you the football back.
And I think here too, David, you have an opportunity to keep the pressure on the opponent. Yeah, they just went down and scored, but you score here, and this game's still tight. You keep their feet to the fire, so an opportunity here to keep applying that pressure.
Takes a snap, wants to throw. Unloads to the wideout. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands.
Dang, that's unfortunate. I wish I could say I've never seen that before, but I've seen Reese run routes. You know, when we go to all these different stadiums and call these games, we go on the field and do a spin session before the game. That looked just like Reese Davis.
They've got him penned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep him there. Going to swing it on second down. Got it in the middle, it's vacant. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
And this is going to be incomplete on third.
And that's just what this defense needed. They needed to get a stop here in the third quarter. They've given up a lot of plays, a lot of points, a lot of yards. Needed to get a stop and try to get this ball back to their offense.
Fourth down, and this crowd trying to help this defense rise to the occasion. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. The Blazers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Pressure coming. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him. And that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
They finally get to him. But what a play there to pick up the first down. And the Blazers headed quickly to the line. Wants to throw it. He's got him. No chance to run, but still a good gain. Got 5 wideouts spread across the field on 2nd and 5. Looking to fire. Throws to the wideout. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
And they did not let him get to that first down line. It'll bring up a call here.
Keep the foot on the pedal if you're on offense here. You got that yardage. Yeah, you didn't get the first down, but you've set yourself up now to go for it here and keep this drive alive.
Facing this double-digit deficit here in the second half, almost a no-brainer to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the fourth down conversion, moving the chains easily. The Blazers didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. First and goal, and this feels like their chance to give them a finish. Touchdown, UAB! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Man, oh man, what a day. His third touchdown rushing, showing you he's got a little bit of everything and padding those stats. And all you fantasy football guys, if you have my man at running back, it's a good day.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. They still have the lead, but they need to respond to that last score. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line.
Man, it's easy to call plays when you're getting 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground. Like, why would I get complicated? Why would I get complex? Like, up front right now, this group just win, fall forward, get that good game, stay ahead of the sticks, don't have to get in bad situations. This defense better respond, or else I'll do that all the way down the field.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be third and short. Wide receiver comes in motion. They'll run play action. Buys a little time. Still running at the 40. Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground.
He's showing you all the tools in the toolbox now. We saw earlier in the game his ability throwing the football, and now you're getting to see it with him running too. This guy is the definition of a dual-threat quarterback, and right now, this defense has no answer for him.
And now on second down for this offense. Back to throw, it's Bridges. Going for it all. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Quarterback could not have walked that ball and placed it into the hands of his receiver any better. That was a perfect throw. Wide out, deep downfield. You got to finish the play.
On third down, he drops to throw. Blasted as he lets it go. Another incompletion on third down. Georgia sends out the punt team. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. They'll try to put a drive together starting from the 36. They'll run it. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Blazers with a second and short to keep this drive moving. On the run, it's Denson. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. This dog crowd is off the leash, and they are coming after them, bringing noise on third down. They'll try to bully their way for the first. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. We've reached the break, and Georgia is on top. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. So first down, we'll open up the final period. Leaves it with the running back. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs, just run positive yards, make the right read the guy, if he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Been showing them the run, now they'll throw it. And it's incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield. Let's see who the call's on. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. He lofts one down the sideline. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
Soft spot in the middle. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a 1st down.
Well, this offense is giving a lesson right now on how to fight through adversity, because 1st and 2nd down was ugly, but they come up with that huge completion to now set up a manageable 4th down opportunity to keep this drive alive.
Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down. Well, the head coach said he was going to be aggressive. 4th and 2 is kind of right on that edge, but he goes for it and gets it done.
He said he was going to be aggressive, and he backed it up. That's one thing you want to see. You want to hear your coaches talk, and you want to see them back it up on the field.
Knocked down at the 24-yard line, but it's a big gain. 15 yards on the play, and this offense is in business. The Blazers will snap it on 1st and 10. The run from the shotgun. He showed off a few moves, but not enough to get. All of those defenders as they stop him for a loss. And the Blazers now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. Motion from the back. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Quickly complete. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. And on that last play, he's now over 400 yards passing.
Well, Reese, if you're going to throw for over 400 bills, you got to spread the praise around. Up front, they've done an outstanding job protecting this quarterback, and his receivers have been winning one-on-one.
He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the 1st down and sets them up beautifully here.
And I love when you understand when I'm supposed to put some RPMs on that football. You can tell he's thrown over the middle of the field.
Touchdown, Blazers! They move on top here in the 4th.
And this offense really showing their physicality, running the football when it matters, in the 4th quarter, in crunch time, to take the lead in this football game.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tight game, hoping to get something on the board. Fires to the wideout. Oh, it's picked off. What a bad time for a mistake like that. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football, and he's starting to develop that. His 3rd interception on the season, just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Breaks into the open. That's why a good running game is a coach's and quarterback's best friend when you're trying to put the lid on the game. Down to the 12-yard line, it's first down. They're going to ride this running back. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer.
They've got a lead here in the fourth quarter, and there's certainly still plenty of football to go, but this is where you'd love to control the flow of the game, right? You want to dictate everything to the defense, and you do that by running the football. That was a really nice...
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, UAB. They are finishing the deal, building the lead here in the fourth, and they are going to go to 7-0.
And, man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the fourth quarter, everything going in their direction.
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy...
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
All right, this quarterback is going to have to start playing with a clock going off in his head. He knows he cannot hold on to the football too long with players like that getting after.
That last sack got them behind the sticks. It's 2nd and long here. To the air, it's Bridges. Throws to the tight end. Working the middle. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
And this defense has really done a good job containing this superstar quarterback. But now it's a big-time moment. In the fourth quarter, you know the ball's going to be in his hands. Got to get to him. Got to ruffle his feathers, hit him a few times, make him feel uncomfortable.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. They'll move the wide receiver. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Got it in the middle, it's Sharp. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
This defense better not blink. I know they've got a lead here in the fourth quarter, but just look at who they're going against. This quarterback is one of the best in the nation. They cannot rest on their laurels. Someone's going to have to make a play.
Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
And I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the fourth quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. The problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing the incompletion.
And they're going to need a lot more of this to get back in this football game. They're trailing. They're trying to make plays. I like the decision-making of the young man, though. Don't force the football. We already got to make big plays. The defense knows it, too. Nice job pulling it down, scrambling, getting the first down. Now you got to keep it going.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. A shot toward the end zone. And that one's way too far for everybody.
And I understand the logic by the offense here. Obviously, you're down in this game. You're trying to claw back into it. Why not take a shot? Why not be aggressive in that time? They just can't come up with a completion.
Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves them with a 3rd and 6. Looking downfield, it's Bridges. Grabbed in the middle, it's Hurley. They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21. Georgia comes quickly to the line.
Well, trailing like they are right now in the fourth quarter, their execution offensively is just going to have to be at a premium. You can't afford a lot of incompletions at this point. Everybody is...
There he goes! And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch. Georgia heads to the line with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Touchdown, Dogs! Great job by the back on the option. They got the score they needed, but this isn't over.
No, don't call it a comeback yet. The first part, step 1 accomplished. But this offense obviously still has work to do, but the defense has to go out and get a stop and get him the ball.
He gets it in for the 2, and now a field goal with time. it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. UAB has the ball back, ready to send the offense out to go to work. They want that clock to run. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. He'll run it again. They'll get him at the 45, but he got 10 on that one. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Now a first down from the 45-yard line. Power football with the run. Got enough for the first down and wants more. Good pickup there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. The Blazers will snap it on 1st and 10. The give. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Clock winds down to the 2-minute timeout, and this offense will try to drain away the time and secure the victory. Ordinarily on 2nd and 10, you might look past, but here you just want to keep that clock moving. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. And the defense snows him under after a very short game.
And not a surprise by this offense, right? This is a game management type situation. I want to run the football. I want to run the clock. The clock is my friend with the lead. Late in the 4th quarter, inside of a minute, I'm going to keep this ground game going and make you have to look at that clock continue to tick.
These fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the catch. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one. The quarterback takes a knee. It's one thing to execute early in the game. Tight ball game, right at the end. You need the clutch plays. These guys deliver.
And you can't teach that gene. You have people that can focus in the moment or they can't. Great job by the team, staying focused, understanding it's a close battle, win those one play at a time, and then look up and then, heck, I got the win.
Yeah, David, they just had ice in their veins, and you can tell there's tremendous leadership on this football team. Guys can step up, and in the huddle, they can make sure that everybody else is focused to the task at hand in order to get the W.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.